Episode 175 brought to us by Stitcher.
Smart Radio, the smartest way to listen to radio on or off the radio. You can listen, download, or stream thousands of your favorite shows, create custom playlists, all from your iOS or Android device.
Netflix?
You know what? I was just watching on Netflix. I finally started watching that Santa Clarita
pretty good
diet thing. Yeah, you know what? And it's 30-minute episodes.
Just enough.
I can't be doing no friggin' hour episodes.
Okay. Is there some sort of code you use?
Coming at your podcast is king.
That's not the code.
Y'all heard.
It's Coming at your podcast.
Recognize.
Jameson?
Jameson whiskey. St. Patrick's Day is next week, and we are drinking Black Barrel. And you know, the thing that I love about Black Barrel the most is it's a tribute to the legacy of charring barrels before filling them. You know, their coopers call it bringing the wood back to life. It's very good. That's my favorite sound in the world.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Big fan.
There you go.
All right. I do have some Jaeger over here for the show as well.
Ooh, it's going to be interesting going to work tomorrow.
Also brought to us by Rest Tattoo.
Rest Tattoo, I just talked to him. He just got like 10 more AR rifles and a couple new semi-automatic shotguns.
He's waiting for something to go down.
Well, I always like to call him like the Jewish Punisher. He's kind of like...
The Junisher?
Yeah, I don't know. He's just like, Mazel Tov, motherfucker. Apparently, this dude saw the movie. He saw the movie Munich, and it really fucked with him. He's like, never again.
It resonated with him.
Yeah.
Also brought to us by Extreme Cage Combat.
XEC.
Our next event is May 26th.
It's getting moved from Harrisburg, actually.
Northeast Philadelphia.
Yeah.
How's Helen looking?
She's looking good.
All right.
She's looking good. And WWE Network. WWE Network. Coming up very soon. You've got WrestleMania.
What?
That's right.
Oh, shit.
It's included. We'll talk more about the internet wrestling community. Getting
we have a new sponsor, too, with some food.
We do. I got to get the info. He didn't call me back.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he's making food. He's too busy hitting me up with fucking info.
All
It's
right.
cool, though. But Matt Howard is
Leatherman Tools?
Leatherman Tools. Should I get it out? Or
No, you don't have to.
Okay. It's my Leatherman Surge. I use it all the time. You know what? I'm going to do it. USA.
Fleshlight?
I just used that before coming here. I did.
Well, you got to talk into the mic. So you used your flashlight before coming here?
Yes, I did.
Did you do your standard cleaning method?
I did the...
That's where you unscrew the end, Nick?
And put it right in the face.
And blow it right through, and you hit the wall.
Yeah. Back to Leatherman Tools. Right here, baby. 25-year warranty, built in the US of A. Not in China. Not in Vietnam. Not in Taiwan. America.
Is there a tool in there that can help clean
the flashlight?
Actually, there is.
Oh, Jesus. Did you use that earlier?
This on the fleshlight?
Yeah, to clean it.
No, but there is a tool, actually. That's what I use to trim the pubis.
Oh, Jesus. All
Saw.
right, hit the music and start the show.
Well, you guys start me up, and then, all of a sudden, that's too much for you guys. Oh, apparently, I'm just too much.
Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, Damen und Herren, from what was once an inarticulate mass of lifeless tissues, may I now present a cultured, sophisticated man about town.
It's time once again for another episode of Coming At Ya. Coming At Ya. A podcast about the world of mixed martial arts, boxing, pro wrestling, coming at ya, and heavy metal music with a slice of comedy for good measure. Coming at ya.
Can I do it?
You do the fade?
And we're back.
That's not as good as mine.
All right, you do it.
And we're back.
No, you can do better than that.
And we're back.
One more time. I can do it.
And we're back. No, nothing.
No, I don't.
And we're back.
That was a little bit
We have a
better.
special guest in the studio today.
Serial killer Nick Grinups.
He's murdered quite a few people.
Well, isn't that what they call it when you guys like have a good show? Like, I killed him. I murdered him. I killed it. I slayed them.
So Nick is a freelance writer for Sherdog, a couple other websites. And he's also a stand-up comedian as well.
And a serial killer.
Yeah, and a serial killer. So he's going to be on our show. He's going to chime in whenever. And we're going to come back to some of the comedy a little bit later.
Before we ask anything else, I don't mean to cut you off.
He's a handsome fella.
That's what I was going to ask. Are you dating anybody?
I do have a girlfriend.
So we got to watch some of the questions.
You can ask whatever. She's pretty cool, but she's not. Hopefully, she doesn't.
Does she help you kill hookers? She's not that cool. She'll get there. She'll get there.
She's not Taiwan cool.
Taiwan cool.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. What's her name?
Casey.
Casey. All
All
right.
right, Casey.
All right.
We'll try to keep him out of trouble. Casey.
We'll try to. We'll try to keep you out of trouble.
So, how's the diet going?
I am now 38 pounds down from my original weight. And last night was the first time in my life,
Entire.
even when I was my skinniest, I can touch my toes standing.
Really?
Yes, I can. I'm very proud of this.
How many weeks have you been trying to touch your toes?
I wasn't like, I would say 7 weeks.
Was this like an accidental toe touch?
Kind of.
And they're just like, oh shit, I can touch them. God damn.
Well, I was having.
How do you tie your shoes?
Well,
Your whole body bends?
Oh, let
Like
me tell
bend
you,
your
when I
knees?
was at my fattest, I would have to do this weird thing to tie my shoes because I couldn't bend down to do it.
Tell me you laid on your back.
No, what I have to do
It's
is
some
I'd have
sort
to
of
go out.
mechanical shoehorn.
No, I'd have to go out into the stairwell and step up to the step because I couldn't bend down.
Oh, because you're on the first floor of your apartment.
Yeah, so I'd have to put my foot elevated because
How many times the neighbor come out and you're like, just tie my shoes?
Yo, my neighbor is a serial killer. Fuck him. He's
Really?
weird as shit.
We'll leave him out of this for a
What
second.
do you think his neighbors say?
What other shit couldn't you do when you were really fat?
Wear these jeans or this jacket.
No, like physical stuff.
I would get out of breath, tie my shoes.
Really?
Yeah.
Like the knot part of it, or the,
That's the hardest part, Nick.
Just getting crunched up. No, for real.
Just
get-
like leaning into it?
Yeah.
You couldn't kick your leg up onto something? And
No, dude.
how many steps up would you have to go to be able to tie it?
Like 2 or 3.
That's a lot of steps. That's
Yeah.
like 18 inches.
Did you do that heavy breathing thing every time you did like a small task?
Oh yeah, like I
Was there like grunting throughout your day?
no, but
Like hit the buttons on the microwave and go,
Oh, God.
no, but
I'm wiped.
I've been having lower back problems and that stem from the original foot injury, and I was just stretching it out, talking to somebody on the phone, and I was like, I'm just gonna start stretching a little bit, maybe that'll help. I'm like, wow, that's really helping, and I kept going and going and going. I was like, holy fuck, I'm touching my feet, and because I'm pretty heavy tattooed up, so I'd always kind of have like a little visual, you know what I mean, like on my leg, like a landmark. You're like, okay, I'm almost getting
I
to
can
here.
touch the tattoo by my knee.
Yeah. No, well, I put a picture up. I would say the biggest difference I've noticed in the 7 weeks, obviously, yeah, there has been a weight loss, and I think a little bit of a noticeable weight loss. Do you think it's noticeable?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I see your jawline again.
absolutely.
But the biggest difference I feel has been my flexibility. You can hand that bad boy over to here, and I'm happy with it because
I thought you'd be able to bend over to me.
yeah, right.
You should put it on the floor and see if you can touch it.
No, but in all seriousness, there are things that kind of keep you going. Like this morning, I did not want to get up out of bed at 5 a.m. to do my yoga and everything, but I was like, you know what? It's things like that. You know what I mean? Fitting into a pair of jeans you couldn't fit into before.
Are you going back to your old ways of jerking off?
No.
Hey, Nick, just so you know, Bullet has some weird technique that he had a weird technique.
It was like a kung
where
fu.
He would lay down on his bed, and we're not quite sure what he would do, and humping the bed or something. He wouldn't quite tell us, and he broke his dick.
Yeah.
Probably
nerve
3
damage to
years
my dick.
ago. Nerve damage to his dick
you broke your dick by yourself.
by himself.
By myself.
Is it normally a sex injury when you break a dick?
Well, I do love myself.
But can you tell us how he did it?
No.
So he broke his dick, but he would do stuff.
People think I'm weird enough
He would
because of the fucked up shit you get me to say on this podcast.
He would do whatever that motion is and then jizz on his bed and then sometimes just go right to sleep.
No. Really?
No.
As a grown man?
No.
He was.
No.
You were banging the bed though.
No.
I don't. We'll come back to it.
Look, it's like a form of kung fu, man. It's
So-
hidden.
So you can touch your feet. Now you're doing a Diamond Dallas Page yoga every week,
Yes.
and you're watching your weight. Is there
Eating
a
very good
progression of the things you're doing on Diamond Dallas Page
Yeah,
yoga?
so it's basically they break them up into plans. There's 13-week plans, so I'm on beginner. They actually have one that's even before that called beginner for people that are seriously
Is
injured.
that like pre-kindergarten?
Well, it's for people that are morbidly obese, like your brother used to be, or people that were people that are injured that maybe that can't change
Why would they
levels.
just give it another name besides beginner?
I don't know.
So what level are you at right now?
I'm on the beginner for 13 weeks. I'm in week number 7.
How many weeks is the whole
13.
plan?
13,
Right,
and then
you graduate to 13.
intermediate,
And then there's advanced.
advanced,
Is
and
there
then
an advanced?
There's psycho. It's called.
Oh.
But it's
That's when you start talking like a pro wrestler?
I already do that now.
No, just normally, like talking to everybody.
I already do that
Like
now.
talking to third person.
I already do that now.
All right.
But other than the workouts themselves, there's a lot of like nutrition stuff. There's cooking stuff, but there's like a lot of motivation. He's like really like one of those guys that like.
Is it a DVD that you're watching, or I don't understand?
Well, no.
Or is it like stuff you log into the website and you watch?
Well, the original package is just DVDs, but you get 3 months free access to the app, and the app is everything that's on the DVDs, but you can obviously download it and
How
put
much
it on
is the
your
app?
phone. $7 a month, but the first 3 months is no,
You're
not at
paying
all.
more for porn or less for porn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's not bad.
But it's cool because it's motivating, and
All right.
he
Nick, do you do any sort of fitness regimen?
Yeah, I mean, I just like try to run a little bit, probably 3 times a week. Lift
I
3
can't-
times
I
a
can't
week.
do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Can't run.
just trying to stay
He started
active,
running
you
what,
know?
3 years ago?
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Yeah,
well,
he
you
used to be
come from
morbidly
an athletic
obese.
background because you're a wrestler.
Exactly. It was hard for me. I mean, when I was done wrestling, when I officially was done, I mean, it was hard to
Stay
not
on top of it.
associate running with cutting weight or like working
Gotcha.
out with cutting weight. So
Yeah.
it took a while to finally be like, all right, I have to do this just to live and
right.
be healthy, you know? So I went like a 6 months of just drinking, eating.
Then you didn't recognize yourself?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, one day.
Was there a moment where you're like, I can touch my toes?
No, seriously, there was a moment where I looked and I was like, oh, well, it's about that time to get back in the gym.
Yeah.
That's really what it was. I
Well,
think
I had a moment
did
like that. I've always lifted weights my entire life, and then there was one time we were at a family reunion, right? And I'm standing down by the water, and my kids are in the water, and I hear Todd, and I'm like, who the fuck's yelling for my brother? And I turn around, it's him. He's like, oh, I thought you were me. I was like, fucking right it back at the gym the next day. I was so just angry.
Sometimes you need that wake up call.
Yeah.
That's what
Oh,
it
he
is,
woke me up.
You know?
He woke me up nice and hard.
I checked myself. I was just like, I'm miserable, and I'm going to eat a bullet if I keep up with this life.
Oh,
'Cause-
wow, that's kind of sad.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between DDP yoga and like regular?
Well,
Yoga.
it takes a lot of like the esoteric hippie shit out of it.
Okay.
It's basically used to be called yoga for guys.
Okay.
Because like, most blue collar dudes are like, I'm not fucking doing yoga. So like
Unless
they
it's
rename
for
the
dudes.
positions, but they also do a lot of calisthenic stuff.
Like, what are some of the positions that they renamed?
Well, he calls it one diamond cutter, one is touchdown, one is road warrior.
So all like wrestling terms.
Yeah, but you know what? It's not that like you don't have to be a fan of pro wrestling to get some of the references are kind of hidden.
We're going right from Road Warrior to Hawk.
We're gonna go with an inverted Bret Hart right here.
But like the one is whatever. But in any case,
No, it's cool. I think it's awesome. I actually enjoyed learning a little bit about it every week.
it keeps you motivated. He keeps you motivated.
I was actually surprised. I actually looked it up as well.
Mhm.
I was surprised how nimble he is.
Well, do you know the story how it started? So DDP is a wrestler. He's a guy that got into wrestling very late. He started wrestling, I think, at age 36 or 37. And obviously it's not a real athletic competition.
What?
But I know, right? But no, I mean, it's very demanding on your body, and it's very hard to get to that level. Think of the championship as more, think of it like an Oscar than anything else. It's basically like a you're the guy. Somebody's phone is feeding back. It's probably
Oh,
yours.
we're good now. It was yours just doing something.
Yeah, but I turned it on airplane mode, so maybe it
Yeah,
was.
and then it's.
But in any case, he in his career he had he damaged his back, and they suggested that he got surgery. He didn't want to do that. He rehabbed his own back with yoga. He's an interesting guy because he's 60, so when he was a kid, no, I'm good. He was dyslexic, but they didn't have dyslexia when he was a kid. It wasn't called that. You were just dumb. He taught himself how to read and write. So he's a real motivated guy. But everybody who kind of hooked him up in the pro wrestling world, he gave back. There's a really good movie. If you guys are really interested about it, it's called The Resurrection of Jake the Snake. Basically rescues Jake Roberts from, eventual death, gets him off drinking and pills and everything, rehabs him, helps him get his health back, and he's done it with other people. And yeah, I like it a lot.
That's pretty awesome.
And he usually
and you're down
answers.
38 pounds already.
Yes.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Literally.
Are you also
It's a small
dieting
child.
Well, yeah,
You lost a small child.
It's just like a lifestyle change. So 6 days a week, I eat very
But
clean.
it's only been like 2 months.
7 weeks.
Yeah.
A lot of
It's pretty
water.
impressive.
A lot of water. A lot of greens.
And just so you know, Nick, he got down to like 180, 3 years ago? 4
Yeah.
years ago? He fell. He had an injury and
Shattered my heel.
Shattered his heel. He's got like 11 pins in it, so that's where all the weight came back from. But before that, he was heavy, and we had a bet that he had to lose. Was it 100 pounds, or he had to get a dick tattoo on his chest?
That's still on.
So he was extremely motivated,
motivation.
and it wasn't just a little dick tattoo. It was like the big Brock Lesnar, upside down.
So
sword.
he doesn't care about his health or touching his toes.
That's the back of my foot.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Most people are like, holy shit.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
That's
So
horrible.
he's on the comeback, and it's kind of a huge thing. So Nick, you do comedy,
I do.
right?
How did you get into that?
Well, yeah, you had a show last night.
Yeah, I did. It was actually at the North Penn.
Was it a
VFW.
competition? I was looking at the thing that was
Yeah,
posted.
so it was like I would say it was like half is showcase, half competition.
Okay,
type
how many
thing.
people are
So,
involved in this thing?
There's probably about 10 people on.
Is it an ongoing weekly thing, or is it just like a single night?
Ongoing weekly thing. So
Okay.
it's a lot of if you bring people out, most time you get to the next round and stuff.
Right.
But the best part, what I like, there's so many veterans there because of the VFW.
Sure.
So I gotta hang out with some veterans, drink with them, make
Yeah,
them laugh.
they're the
little
best
bit.
guys
So,
to drink with.
Honestly, yeah, and they really like to laugh. So it was a really good time. It was really fun.
So how long have you been doing comedy?
Almost 2 years now.
Okay, and prior to your first show, were you like, I should do comedy, or somebody suggested it to you?
No, I mean, no one really suggested it. I always just loved it. I loved stand up, watching it on TV and stuff, and I always wanted to try it. And then finally, I did open mic and didn't go well at all. The first one,
They
bombed.
never do.
And, I mean,
How
no,
crazy
of
was
course.
going up there that first time?
You can't prepare for it. Yeah, it's not like a presentation.
Well, I was
It's not-
telling him how
yeah.
I did the place on the Boulevard for 6 weeks, and I panicked when it came for
I did. I was
for
fine.
the finish. Like, no, it was
Oh,
every
I
week.
sucked, but I was fine.
And then the last one, you had to do 10 minutes.
Oh.
And I just completely panicked, never even showed up, never even thought about it again.
It's tough.
You probably get a lot of hate, though, from some of the comedians because, you're a good-looking kid and all.
Well, I mean, there's some people that feel like this. Like, I mean, it's weird to say, but there's no place for
A good-looking
someone
kid?
like athletic.
No,
or
no,
good
that's
looking.
how it is.
No, I mean, that's I mean,
It is. This
and-
is our thing. You can get
No,
laid.
that's what it is,
You get a
and-
lot of hate for that.
No, for sure, and it's like the only thing where you kind of get a step back
Sure.
because of
Yeah,
maybe your
you have
looks
to
or-
prove yourself.
Exactly. So I
Right.
mean,
I'm
that's,
funny, damn it.
well, that's what it is. It's kind of like there's no difference, So
Yeah.
but no, it's been great for me. I mean, you meet so many different people, and that's what I love about like wrestling or MMA or even stand up. Where I mean, the people I'm hanging out with sometimes
You
I
never
would
never- yeah.
I would never
Yeah.
talk to them at a bar.
That's the thing,
you know what I
like
mean?
with jujitsu. Like we were talking, like there's
Exactly.
so many times where there are guys that you would never ever meet, and you're just completely out of your element. Like if without jujitsu, I don't think you and I would ever have met.
Hell no.
Right.
Captain Suburbs
And,
here.
and him and I, in I think 7 years of friendship, have only hung out like 3 times outside.
Because he doesn't like me.
No, he always invites you,
Yeah,
and you
and
never
then you
show up.
panic
Where were you
at the
this
end.
past week? We
He
invited
panicked.
you to watch UFC.
He panicked at the last second. I've invited him a million times, and the last second, he's like, "Ooh, can't come."
You want to
So
know
I-
seriously what happened?
Well, no, I figured
Your
out why.
pussy hurt.
No.
But let's stay on Nick. Let's talk about
I
Nick.
figured out why Nick doesn't. They don't like him because
Why?
the first guy in front of him goes, "I'm so fat," that he comes up with a joke. He's like, "I'm so good looking."
Or Nick comes up and he's like, "That guy was so
No, I'll
fat."
tell you why. I'll tell you why they hate on him. Because for many people, comedy comes from a place of pain. And then they look at him, they're like, what the fuck's this guy's life? How's his life bad?
Why does comedy have to be about your bad life?
a lot of people.
No,
feel
not
that way,
not
yeah.
not bad life, but comedy is basically anger with its makeup on. Like, what is this guy got to be angry about? This guy fucking like can trip and fall into like pussy.
No, it's true. I mean, that's why I feel like even,
serious.
Like someone like Robin Williams and stuff like that, where they talk about, it's like there's so many like tortured souls and tortured
Right.
artists, and I feel like a lot of the comedians like I know or hang out with, like they don't feel that way.
Yeah,
They're
some of the funniest people I know
positive
aren't like
outlooks and
tortured
It's like
people.
that with music too.
There are people
like-
just like
Exactly.
don't give a fuck what other people think.
It's like that with
Exactly.
music though too, because like sometimes my band is pretty goofy, and sometimes people will be like, "Well, if you're goofy, that means you don't take it seriously." It's like, no, I take very seriously.
You got to enjoy it while you're up there.
But at the same time, I can't be somebody that I'm not.
So when you did your first show, right? None of your friends there? It was just something you said, fuck it, I'm just going to go try it on myself. I'm going to bomb by myself.
So I think two of my buddies came.
Okay.
'Cause they wanted, and I mean,
Were they supportive or they were fucking heckling you?
No, they were supportive. They were supportive
Because
but-
like this dude is not a dude I would bring with me for something like that.
Why?
At the fights last week, Jack Hartenstein, right? Whole time in my head, he's like, you ever see Dr. Frankenstein? Dr. Frankenstein, Dr. Frankenstein. And I get up there and I call the dude the wrong name. I'm like, the motherfucker. And he comes down. He's like, you fucked that up. I'm like, you don't want to put that in my head.
I just figured this out.
Yeah.
You know who he looks like?
Who?
James Franco.
Thank you.
Similar.
I'll take it.
Yeah, similar.
Could be
And
worse.
I always get, you know
Could
what
be
I always
worse.
get? I always get Seth Rogen.
That I
Pineapple Express right here.
There you go, dude. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. One of the most underrated movies.
I don't know.
Who's he?
He's the little Asian guy with the fucking.
Ha! You're so funny. So you show up to the comedy club and it's like an open mic kind of thing,
Yeah, Laura's open mic.
and you just write your name on the board, or you're gonna get up at some
Exactly.
point and you're just gonna
Exactly.
talk about whatever.
Yeah, and I mean, I would say I think I did like 3 minutes. Of the 3 minutes I did.
Did they say, "Hey, you gonna do 3 minutes," or you
just knew.
fucking knew it was time to get off the stage?
Well, so the place that
Giant
I-
hook comes out.
So they will give you the light if they need it.
As
But
soon as you say, "Hi, my name's Nick," light.
no, seriously. I mean, yeah, it was tough. I think the only laughs I probably got the first time was like awkward. They were like
Where was it?
When or where?
Where?
It was at Growlers in Philadelphia.
I know
It's
where that's
no
at.
longer- Yeah,
Yeah, I know what's up.
Yeah, so it was a small little bar place. So I mean, looking back, definitely should have been the first place I did. 'Cause there's so many people there. A lot of like comedians now that I still respect in Philly that
Sure.
were there. So like I look back and was like, why did I ever do that?
Trial by
the first time?
fire, though.
Yeah, you just jump right in.
Yeah, well, that's what it was. And then after I got off, I was like, dude, I have to do better than what I just did.
Right.
So that was a motivation to try it again. And the second time I did it, went a lot better. And then and once you get that one laugh,
So-
it's just,
But you got
Now
the bug,
you've been
though.
now you've been doing it for
Yeah,
2
you
years.
got the bug.
right?
yeah.
What's your longest show you've done?
12 minutes.
Okay,
12
good.
minutes. Yeah, yeah.
Solid.
that's a lot of material for 12
yeah,
minutes.
I mean, the big thing is like if I needed to, I could do like a 20-minute thing, but it wouldn't be my best set.
you
Like,
gotta
if
have stuff to.
exactly.
You got your notebook you're always writing?
You hit
I'm
12
always
minutes and
trying.
the
Yeah.
crowd's with you and you're out of shit.
That's what it is.
It's like, fuck.
Yeah, I mean that's where for me, I do a lot of opening stuff, so I do a lot of 10-minute stuff, which is perfect
Okay.
for me. So I have like 6-7 minutes of solid stuff I feel good about.
We were really lucky in our early 20s. Our brother dated this girl, and she worked at Catch a Rising Star in Princeton.
That's awesome.
And how many times did we go there for free?
A few.
Yeah,
I go to
quite a
Helium
few.
quite a
We
bit.
would go there and drink for free and watch a show for free and just hang out.
That's awesome.
And I love just going to a comedy show,
Exactly.
especially if you're with a big group of people.
Especially depending on the venue too. Especially if it's like a small, like intimate venue. That's why I love
Yeah.
like Helium Comedy Club. Like,
Yeah, I love Helium.
It doesn't feel big. Even
I
if you
haven't
get, like,
been
the
to a
worst
comedy
seat.
club in years.
Yeah, and that's
My
why-
wife works nights and weekends, so I don't ever get out.
I think the biggest misconception that people have about stand-up comedy, and it's very similar to music, is that people see the end result. They think that you just get up there and you're just winging it. And there's so much.
There are some comedians that have that.
There
ability,
are some, but
which is-
but for the most part, you're constantly observing, constantly writing, constantly working on the craft of it. And
Like-
it's a bad comparison, I think, but you look at a really good ice skater, like people like I could do that.
Brian Boitano.
Well, no, but a very good person, I'm
mad at myself that I knew a really good
right?
ice skater.
But no, like you,
What would he do if he was here right now?
yeah, right. What would Brian Bertano do?
He would kick an ass or two.
He
That's
would.
what Brian
Bertano would do.
That's right.
But if you look at anybody that's very good at whatever art they do, but I do ice skating just because people look at it, I go, that looks easy, I could do that.
It's not.
That's the sign of someone who's really good. Like you can look at a person who flows in jiu-jitsu. Like you take a look at a Wilson or a Popo, and you're like, that looks effortless. that's because that's how good they are.
Yeah, they've honed it.
Would you say that being competitive, coming from a competitive background in wrestling, has helped you or hindered you in this?
I would say definitely help, just because, I mean, with wrestling or anything.
You're out by yourself.
Yeah, you're out by yourself, man.
Yeah.
So no one's going to look out for you except for yourself. So, I mean, even if, in a wrestling match, if you get down 6-0 or whatever, I mean, you have no choice but to try to fight back. And that's
Yeah.
with
You
comedy.
could bomb the whole time and then pull back some
Exactly.
laughs in that
And that's
last
what it is.
minute, and that's all they're going to remember.
Or even
It's like
like
watching the fights. Like, we always talk about the judges.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can see one dude just kicking the other dude's ass for like 5 minutes, and then the other guy comes back in the last 30 seconds and puts a beating on him, and then all they remember is that last 30 seconds.
Exactly.
Yeah, like you could just shit the bed, and they just remember, wow, that Nick Grinup was really
Well,
funny.
and that's what it is, where, like, one joke doesn't hit that normally hits. At least I know I'm like, kind of like, all right, fuck you. I'm going to go to the
Yeah,
next joke.
it's
on
probably
the
very
class.
similar
I'm just
to
gonna
MMA.
fine tune it a little bit.
It's probably very similar to MMA if you think about it.
Yeah.
Because you go in with a game plan and you're like, all right, I'm going to hit him with this and it's going to work. Didn't work. Okay, I got to adjust. You got to size up the situation and adjust to it,
But certain people can just get up there and kind of flow. I have a good buddy, my buddy Julian. His son has Asperger's, and
You're just going to put him out there like that?
no, everybody knows. He's like super nice kid. He's like awesome, but with Asperger's, you don't have the social anxieties.
I wish.
And last year, his sister posted a video of him on the boardwalk in Wildwood, and he just started dancing. And before you knew it, there was probably 500 people standing there watching this kid dance, and he could give a shit. He was just enjoying it, enjoying the moment. I wish that I had that ability to some
I
degree.
feel more comfortable performing. I feel more uncomfortable with 3 people in the room than 300. As a
Yeah.
wrestling
I
fan.
mean, like when we do the fights, like
Yeah, I'm perfectly
I'll get up there in a
comfortable.
cage and talk. Like if there's just a few people, like that very last fight,
Yeah.
there was like 10 people left.
Yeah, it was.
Like,
you're very
it was
self-conscious.
2 fighters who weren't local guys. Everybody left. I'm doing the interview and I'm looking around I'm like, there's nobody fucking listening. But when there's like a couple thousand people in there, it's like, who the fuck cares?
Well, that's why even
Because you don't make eye contact with any particular person.
I mean, I think every comedian would agree to this. Like, I'd much rather do a show than an open mic. Because open mic, maybe there's 8 people there. Most of them
Right.
are comics.
And they're all
they don't
there.
care.
They're all there
They
to
don't
judge.
care, man. They're all there to, 1, judge, and 2, do their bit. So that in
Right.
their head, they're thinking about. They're not listening to you.
Yeah.
So like you're just up there practicing.
When you're doing an event, people are there to just
To
have
laugh.
a good time.
They're there to laugh.
They're,
So-
they're with each other.
Exactly.
They don't. You're definitely like 90% of what's going on, but they also care about what's going on with each other.
Exactly.
So-
Exactly.
But is there a place for open mic that like you said, that it's almost like practicing?
Yeah, I
It's a
mean,
place to
so
practice?
I'm lucky with Philadelphia. There's so many places in Philly, so I'm lucky in that aspect.
still
But
have
it's
some.
still like it's tough, man. It's kind of like I think kind of like going to.
I might want to try it with you, Nick.
Please do, man. I recommend anyone that wants to try to do it.
Bang
because
it.
What's the worst case that happens? you
Bang
know?
it.
Yeah,
I mean, I
You
trust.
fail.
I bombed all the time, and
Bang
I
it.
still even now open mics. I
Yeah.
still bomb with new stuff.
Bomb
I
that.
do. All presentations, all kinds of stuff. Probably one of the best things I ever did was take an effective speaking course that forced you to just get up in front and talk to people. And that was after I did the comedy thing.
Exactly.
And I wish I had taken that prior to.
And even with, I remember being in school before I did stand up. I started doing stand up a little bit my senior year,
Right.
and I just remember being so nervous for a presentation.
Yeah.
a stupid presentation that I knew, and now I get to go up in front of like 20, 30, 50, maybe 100 people and try to make them laugh. That
Right.
people I don't even know. So I look back and it's like, why did I even think that was
Yeah,
a big
it's
deal?
not so bad.
It's not a big deal, But I know that's like one of the biggest phobias is public speaking.
And the part of the thing, the
Never
way
had
I got
that.
over some of that stuff too is like
Never had
we'll
that.
do like group presentations or you're with your peers. Sometimes we'll do that for work, like at training sessions and stuff. And I figured out if I go first, nobody fucking cares what I'm saying. At least the people that are going to judge me, like
Yep.
the regular people don't care, but the people who are judging me are so focused on what they have to do next. You don't have to worry about those
No,
guys.
exactly. And even like I think people always overlook this, especially with a lot of the local comedians, is you don't have that fan base like let's say a Bill Burr has or a Joe Rogan.
Right.
Like,
Similar to music.
That they're going to laugh at no matter what the fuck you say.
Yeah, because they're going there to see you. They know your style. They know what you're laughing
Right.
at. But for me, like I open.
What is your style?
I know we spoke a little bit about this last podcast, but I love Greg Giraldo. I love being able to look at a serious situation and try to make it funny, or look at something and try to spin it, in a positive way. So I try to be more observant,
Observational
But, yeah,
humor.
exactly. But I'm 24 years old, so I have some dick jokes, some common
You
jokes.
gotta
So,
throw
but
those
you
in
gotta
there,
do
come on.
that. You know what I mean? So, but that's the big thing where I love when you see like a local comedian like crush a room because they crush it because
Right.
no one knows who they are.
because you got to work for it.
Exactly.
If you're
Yeah.
a known commodity, they're coming to see the known commodity.
Exactly.
Somebody asked, Volpe asked, have you ever been booked by Comedy by Fenris? I don't know what that is.
No.
Yeah, Fenris is he's a comedian.
Booker.
And usually what Fenris does is though you got to play a room with hard rock or metal bands.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
So it's like a
Like a
group
death
of
metal
a bunch
room?
of things going on.
Is it a
Well,
death metal room?
you know I shouldn't say that because there's a lot of burlesque shows that they do too.
Oh shit!
Okay,
I'll do
okay.
that.
I would be in for
I'm
that.
fine.
Would you
down.
do it?
I'm down.
Without a
I can
doubt.
give him your info.
I'll
That'd
find.
be fantastic.
We're talking about the show, Nick.
Casey, I'm sorry.
I'll come up with something funny for that kind of show.
What camera are we looking at?
Right over there. Over there.
Casey,
Wait.
don't take it out on me. All right. I'm sorry.
So, is it like death metal bands that you got to open up for?
Well, my band always sticks out like a sore dick because number one, half the time I actually sing, and I have way too much humor about the situation. I mean, at my heart,
You're actually a
dude-
good singer too, which I hate to say.
Thank you.
Fuck off.
I know. I know what Paige. You know what, dude?
It pains me. Like sometimes I'll compliment him, and he'll say something
Yo,
like, "Hey, thanks, man."
when
Fuck
I
you.
touch my toes, he goes, "I really admire your work
Yeah, I
ethic.
said
I'm very
something
proud of you,
nice on
right?"
Facebook.
And I'm like this. I'm like, "Oh, Chris is a nice guy." And then it goes, "You're still a dick, though." I'm like, "That's my Chris."
So, when's your next show?
Next show, officially, next one I have definitely booked is the 15th of April.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how many are you doing a month right now?
So
How many open mics? How many paid gigs?
Yeah, so I try to do about 2 open mics a week.
Okay.
And then I try to do the goal is right now is to do 1 to 2 paid gigs a month. Because especially the time that I really put in, like I don't do the open mics 5 days a week. You know, I wish I really had that motivation and time.
Right.
But you know, I do the writing stuff. You know, I do have a 9
You're
to 5
24,
job.
bro. You
Well,
got
exactly.
time.
Well, I know, but I think
You're not 40 like me.
But no, I mean,
Time's ticking.
like my buddy Julian and I, he's one of my best friends. When we were younger,
I thought I was one of your.
you didn't
okay,
answer.
okay, good.
When we were younger, we said, hey, you know what? Let's just move to California. We're going to try to be actors. We're going to do whatever we can to make sure we can do something.
What kind of
awesome.
actors?
Porn, gay porn.
Well, that's not where you go. That's not the
Right.
plan when you go there.
No.
But You might end up.
Yeah,
there.
You wind up there. You make
Rent's
a couple
high.
wrong turns.
A little gay for pay.
Hey, rent's high, man.
And
It's true.
we
It is
never,
very true.
We never went. And we wound up getting married. We both have kids. And every now and then we just call each other. I'm like, motherfucker.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's one of my big regrets, not chasing the thing that I wanted to do when I was younger. Stuff that I would be comfortable doing now, that I learned who I was and who I am and how to
That's not how I
react and
see it.
interact with people.
That's not how I
Well,
see it,
yeah,
though.
Well, I think that's the hardest thing too.
You weren't there.
Well, especially like
No, I'm just saying. You're looking at it. You're looking at it wrong.
No, I'm not upset about it.
I'm not saying you're upset.
I
about
wish
it.
I would have pushed myself like Nick is doing now
Of course.
and chased after it while I
But you
could
can
have.
only do what you do now. So we have this, and number 2, you've got 3 kids who think you're a fucking superhero.
Yeah, 4
4.
kids.
Yeah, but the fourth
One's
one
in
doesn't
college.
really like you.
One's in
The
college.
fourth
She
one-
doesn't
she doesn't
think
really
I'm that
like you.
awesome.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you
Actually,
got,
she was really nice to me today on the phone. She's getting really good at this. She's like, I know, I'm acting.
Oh.
I'm like, all right, I love you.
That's so mean.
Appreciate the effort.
Yeah, that's what I said. I appreciate the effort. So I admire you for the fact that you're putting the effort out now and you're willing to put yourself through it to chase your dream before you get locked into something.
I always like it when good-looking dudes have to put themselves in the shit. Like, fuck you, good-looking guy. Ah.
Is that how you feel?
No, because I myself am an amazing-looking man.
That's fat guy rage. But you're going to be a thin guy soon.
Yeah, it's
And you're gonna
misplaced
feel
fat guy
com-
rage.
He's gonna hate that guy too.
You're going to feel completely
This guy's
different
the
about
James Franco to my Seth Rogen.
You're gonna feel
I can't hate on him.
You're going to feel completely different about his looks a few months from now.
I'm not intimidated by his looks.
Nobody said you were intimidated.
We're both talented artists.
Yeah. But there won't be any, hey, handsome guy references because you'll be like, oh, I'm handsome.
Hold on for a minute. Can you play any musical instruments?
No.
Fuck you, I win.
I can play the recorder.
Bullet plays the skin flute and the organ.
Actually, it's not true. No, but I have done some open mics.
meat
and
organ.
I've done some open mics, and it is very similar. I draw a lot of parallels between music and jiu-jitsu, and it is very similar to that. I myself, though, I don't want to spread myself too thin, especially now in this stage. I got a young son. I'm 40.
Say that line again.
I was gonna say he set you up.
Spread myself too thin? Well, not until November. That's the date. Hey, dude, I'm happy I'm fitting into these jeans again. I remember one time, though, for real, Chris was like, why are you always wearing that gray shirt? And I'm like,
So if you look at every picture, he's
because
wearing
I'm
the same
like,
shirt.
because that's the only shirt that fits me. And he's like,
I felt bad.
okay.
You know what we need to do? We need to talk about some fight news.
I got to give a shout out to Dr. Mindbender.
And we're back.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. I got to give a shout out to Dr. Mindbender.
He is the best.
Because apparently last week when that was playing, I was singing in the background about fuck your story and like, don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And he heard it and he's like, I was dying when you were doing that.
He's going to come on the show next week.
Good. He's a pharmaceutical technician. He's a pharmacist.
But he's one of the funniest dudes.
That's awesome.
Very dry. He should have been born in Britain because he's got that dry British humor. What's so funny about that?
Did you watch UFC 209?
Okay, so let's talk about UFC 209 for a minute because you did talk about how I pussed out. So you invited me, and I was in the car, and I'm like, when should I come over? And I'm in the car, and you're like, come over at 9. I'm like, fuck.
I don't understand why you'd be like, fuck, I can't come over at 9.
Well,
He was in the car at 6:30.
because
Just sitting there with his hands on the wheels.
I'm going to tell you
I'm
why.
ready. I'm ready.
Because this
Just so you know, Nick, this is the same guy that is too anxious to go to the supermarket.
I
he
have
orders
Amazon.
all of his
Yeah.
groceries through Amazon.
Are you serious?
And if
Yeah.
I go out in public, I wear headphones, but they're not turned on, so people don't talk
Oh,
to
you
me.
know what? I do that too.
Yeah, right there. Good-looking guy stuff right
So
there.
I've put out the challenge. To him just to talk to strangers. Like if I make eye contact with you,
Hold on.
what's up, man? What's going on? I say hi. Nobody ever says hi back. It's very hurtful.
No, all right. I understand that.
I've got this cube, so I can actually go out in public. It's a fidget cube that basically has got all these things for my nervousness.
Why
But
don't you let Nick take a try? Let him
try-
take a run at
this
that.
guy's nervous about what?
Yeah, so it's that bad?
Oh yeah. No, my anxiety is to the point where if I'm playing a show, if I'm doing a show or something,
We're gonna get on fight news though.
I know, but I'm just talking for a minute. Yeah, my anxiety is really bad. Anyway, but he asked me to come over, and I did appreciate it. And the way that it goes is that
He panicked at the last second.
I totally panicked. And what
A
happened?
lot of times they'll be like, "Who's coming? How many people will be there?"
Well, no, here's what it is. It's because
And he came over once when my nephew was here with a bunch of his buddies, and he had a pocket knife in his hand. And I'm like, dude, put the fucking knife away. There's a bunch of fucking late teen kids.
I
Like-
pulled the knife on your nephew because he was grabbing your wife's ass.
No, he wasn't grabbing my wife's ass.
He was being like fresh with her, and I didn't appreciate it.
No, the knife was at a totally different point in the night.
All right, maybe it was. But anyway, I have a lot of bad social anxiety. I always have. But that's whatever.
So
but
he didn't come over. Did you watch the pay-per-view?
I didn't buy the pay-per-view.
As soon
watched
as
it.
Khabib
and
Nurmagomedov
Khabib,
was
yeah.
off the fight,
Dude, that's so disappointing. Unbelievable.
he was
That-
like 20 pounds heavy, right?
he
Dude,
got
so-
really
yeah.
sick.
Well, that's what.
Is that what it was? He was
Wait, he
sick?
got
I
sick.
never heard
Really
what happened
sick.
Not only
to him.
that,
Was
he went to
Another hospital.
the hospital on his own instead of going through the UFC and going, "Hey, what do you guys?"
They could have saved that
So they're
fight.
they're asking a regular doctor, "Hey, should I fight?"
Of course he would say no.
No.
What the fuck does that guy know?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna cut a promo
so
on that later.
Nurmagomedov, 20 pounds overweight. What was he sick from? 20 pounds is a shitload of weight.
Here's the thing about AKA. They're the most unprofessional
Oh.
bunch of hacks.
Whoa.
Now, yeah, that's great. They have world champions, but their fighters are routinely injured. They routinely miss weight. They routinely drop out of fights. They are the most incompetent bunch of fucking hacks.
So what was wrong with Nurmagomedov?
Just his body didn't respond to the cut. Who knows? Maybe
Yeah, I think
Allah
he-
didn't
It's
want
not
him to
even
be a champion.
close. You've
Yeah,
cut
I think-
more than him in 2 weeks.
That's true.
I think he just came over too heavy. I don't blame Tony Ferguson.
Does he live in Russia still, or is
I think he still lives in Russia, but he does his training camps in.
You know what? You know what that says to me, honestly? That says to me was there was an undisclosed injury. He had trouble doing the cardio, and they figured, you know what? Kind of back off a little bit. Don't do as much cardio, and we'll just fucking go for it on fight week. And
that's not safe either? But
No,
they also have the
either
rule
get punched in
now.
the face professionally, but
But they have the rule now where you have to be within 7 pounds
only
of the weight.
Only certain athletic commissions. Where was
This
that?
was
fight
in
held?
Nevada.
I don't know if that's Nevada. That might be California has
I
it.
thought that was a UFC thing.
That's a UFC thing.
No, UFC does not institute rules. It's the athletic commissions that do that. Back me up.
Yeah,
on
but
this.
no, that's been the rule since the fight
Okay.
in New York.
UFC is only the promoter. It's the up
Or
to
maybe
the,
that was just the New York rule.
exact. It's the,
Maybe
the
it was.
athletic commissions. It's the athletic commissions that are going to institute certain rules and within weights and whatnot.
Okay. So there was no reason for anybody to say, hey, you're not even within the realm of losing the weight.
Yeah, and it's like he said. Tony Ferguson was offered another fight for less money for no title.
Why?
Fuck you. Why?
But he got $500,000 just for showing.
He got $250.
I thought he got $5.
No,
They
his
didn't give him the other two.
his
Okay.
his
Well, either way,
show
he
was
didn't have to
$250.
fight or get injured or whatever.
I think they said. Well, I think one of the points they made was if he would have took the Michael Johnson fight, or if it wasn't an interim title, he would have made the 55.
So there was no
55.
belt on the line at all. Was what they were offering him.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, so he had everything to lose.
everything to lose. He already lost to Michael Johnson, so I think they were maybe hoping
Yeah,
to
okay.
throw that in, be like, hey, here's a revenge fight. But
Right.
why take that fight?
Yeah,
No
he's
point.
smart. He stayed with it.
I think he would have taken that fight if he had time to think about it. But
Exactly.
That was,
At
only
the
gave him
end-
24 hours.
Yeah.
No.
At the end of the day, this is a business.
The fight card, though.
And people need to understand that you're an independent contractor to some degree, and you need to look out for your brand. I'm sorry.
the fight card itself wasn't that good.
No, it didn't live up to the expectations. You know, I mean, the Mark Hunt Overeem fight I was excited for. The first two rounds, they were kind of feeling each other
Yeah.
out. You know, I think Hunt landed an elbow, Overeem landed something, and
Yeah,
And what did I call?
His
I called
chin cut open. That was pretty cool.
that was.
I
that
called
was nasty.
Overeem by knees.
You did.
You did.
I did.
I think
Yeah,
we
he
can
did.
officially say that Mark Hunt's chin is cracked.
He's 43 or
Yeah.
something, right?
Yeah.
42.
And they were some solid knees.
Yeah, I mean, he yanked his head down into the knee.
That was a
as
bad-
it was coming
that
up.
was just a
and
ugly
Overeem's
knockout.
got some pretty badass knees. So
Well, he stopped many people with knees.
yeah,
That's one of his.
But usually it's like the
moves.
body shot.
Yeah, but up until
with the
that
knee.
point, it was boring fight.
Exactly.
Overeem was just kind of.
Yeah, but then again, if you're fighting a guy with dynamite in his hands, you're going to be a little tentative.
Yeah, I mean, the fight of the night for me was Daniel Kelly.
Yo, he came out of nowhere.
I fucking
man.
called that shit.
Captain Dadbod was like,
Dude, unbelievable.
He has a weird body.
I'll
Like,
tell
he's
you
got
this.
like
He
a,
does.
like a thick torso and skinny arms.
I did not see that
kind of
coming.
like me.
Actually,
Yeah.
I called it last week.
I called it last week.
I thought Evans was going there. I thought because I don't trust judo, man. I really don't. I used to do judo back in the day, and
Right.
wrestling is so much superior than judo. Just the way the hips move and stuff. I thought,
However,
But Rashad can't shoot or anything anymore.
that's
Here's
what it
fucked up
is.
knee.
here's the thing that surprised me the most: how Kelly just popped up. He just he
Exactly.
just popped up, and Rashad offered nothing to stop that.
no, and that's what was disappointing, especially being at 185. I thought Rashad was going to be able to take him down.
Thought he'd be a
hold
little
him down.
faster.
But you know, we've
Yeah.
seen this before,
Daniel
though.
Kelly's a big 185er.
Dude, he looked huge. He
Yeah.
looked really
Well,
big.
we've seen
made
this
Rashad look
before,
small.
where guys have dropped down weight, and the conventional thinking is they've had success, they've been champions at a higher weight class, they drop down.
They expect to win.
But there's like Kevin Randleman. Kevin Randleman was the UFC heavyweight champion, dropped the title to Randy Couture, dropped down, and they're going to give him a fight with, Chuck Liddell, a decent opponent at the time. Randleman's going to run through him, and he didn't, So there is a diminishing return, but you're a wrestler. That mentality of drop weight, drop weight, drop weight, drop weight, drop weight is so ingrained in the sport. It's slowly being filtered out as MMA becomes its own discernible style, I feel. But at this point, I think
Daniel
Rashad's
Kelly
done.
was beating him in the punching department
Well,
too.
that's what
He
it
was.
was. Yeah, he was landing some combinations, and I think
Yeah.
maybe the third round is when Rashad really started.
Was he a
turning
lefty
on
too?
bit. He was.
Right,
He's
yeah.
southpaw. He's
And,
funky.
and there's nothing I hate
He
worse
did
than
weird.
watching a fight where they're like, "Oh, the lefty's got to watch for the straight right." I'm like, "Well, the righty's got to watch for the straight,
Straight
left."
Exactly.
Fuck.
Yeah, I
It's
thought,
not like some secret formula.
I thought his big thing was he wasn't just throwing one awkward punch. He was following it up with like one or two. So he
It was
might
a
have
bunch
missed the
of
first
awkward
one.
punches.
He might have missed the first one, and he's like, "There's no way there's another one."
No, like,
and there was another
even-
one.
do you know what?
It's like that commercial where the dad throws the kid throws the ball and he's like this, and then
No,
and the
seriously.
dad's like, "Great job, son," and he throws the ball back.
What
It's
I-
all awkward punches.
What I honestly think was that Kelly was fighting because he had nothing to lose. And Rashad was
I like that
fighting.
dude. If you watch all of his fights, like that
Rashad
dude's
was
fucking,
fighting
he's
not to
tough.
lose.
It's 11-1.
And he also,
Yeah.
I think Kelly was fighting that fight like
Who
a
beat him?
championship fight. Like Kelly went in there, and be like,
It was
hey,
the biggest fight of his life,
Exactly.
whereas Rashad, it was just
wasn't.
another
It
fight.
was just a fight coming back. I think Evans did over.
And there's a lot of drama in the Black Zillions camp.
very true.
So there's some kind of splintering with that.
Did you see what just happened?
What's that?
Our producer over there who's supposed to look shit up. I said, who beat
Alvey.
Daniel Kelly?
Sam Alvey.
And he goes, I don't know.
Hold on.
Fucking look it up.
Sam
Yeah,
Alvey.
so what happens when
Let
you
me-
guys have to pee on here? What's the deal?
You got to pee?
If you if you can, well,
Is that all right?
yeah, just go right through and right up the steps.
Goddamn millennials and the weak bladders.
Baby bladder.
Now we can say
That's
we really think about Nick.
All right, just go up there.
We can set up the plastic.
You
now,
just lift
guys.
that up and move it.
Hold on.
Just lift that up and put,
Yeah, just lift it up.
yeah. And we're back.
Which camera? Which camera are we on?
Oh, now we're gonna focus on you guys.
Put me on this one real quick. Put me on this one real quick, because I gotta say something. Casey, he's weird. Don't trust anything he says.
You know what's horrible? I couldn't find a bad angle on the guy too. Like,
You know what? Fuck him and his fucking perfect jawline. You know what I mean?
It's a tough life.
This guy. You know what I mean? Casey, before the camera started rolling, he said he likes dudes. Just putting that out
So,
there.
Daniel Kelly lost to Smile and Sam Alvey.
Oh, we should wait for him.
No, let's keep talking about what we were talking about.
Fuck him.
so he is.
So,
he is.
And I gotta
Talking
put
to the
Todd
mic,
over.
please.
Hold on, I gotta put Todd over. Because you're like, oh, our producer didn't know. He found out pretty goddamn fast.
after I gave him the look,
Hold
he's
on.
like, I don't know.
He did
Hold
give me a
on.
look. He did give me a look.
It doesn't matter if he gave him the look. Let's give a round of applause to our producer, Todd.
That's it.
You can't give yourself the fucking applause.
Anthony Gardner did say that that 7-pound rule is in New York.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
it's
So-
the athletic commissions that in.
And in hindsight, that sounds like a great rule. You'd know
does.
a week out.
Yeah.
That, you know what? I got to find somebody else.
Yeah, within a week out, like it should be instituted everywhere.
And you know why? Because I think for a lot of people, the court of public opinion is a lot of the general public, doesn't really understand. Like, well, he's 7 pounds, but so what? He still whipped his ass. When you're fighting at a level, 7 pounds is a big fucking difference.
Fuck yeah, it is. And just so you know, Nick, in 175 shows, that was the first bathroom break.
Really?
It really was.
Last week, I wanted to go. Actually, no, I did last week.
Wow. I'm pretty
Yeah, but
proud
you were
of myself.
behind
You're
the camera.
behind the camera. Nick's on camera. He's on camera talent.
Very unprofessional. Very unprofessional.
So, main event. Shit.
Shit.
Dude, when I woke up the next morning, I was so glad that my anxiety kicked in and I didn't have to waste my fucking time with that horse shit.
I am so happy I didn't pay for
If
it.
you're the greatest welterweight of all time, look, you can't play the race card. You can't play any of that shit. And even he admitted, I think I was a little bit better before the title because now he is fighting not to lose. And that is a bit...
GSP.
Same thing happened to GSP. Mm-hmm. The only person that I can think of in that welterweight division who got that title, who didn't fight like that,
Rob Lawler.
Robbie Lawler and Matt Hughes. Matt Hughes fought the same every time.
I've watched every Matt Hughes fight, but I never had that perspective when those fights were on.
I think that was just his style. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
If you
Robbie
watch him
Lawler was
early,
never like.
if you
I'm
watch
fucking
him
finished.
early Matt Hughes fights, he's terrifying. He just he was like a pit bull mauling you. But then after a while, this was every Matt Hughes fight. Remember the cross with the hands? He would stand there with the cross with the hands. I love Matt Hughes, dude. I don't give a fuck. He had his big country breakfast.
So angry. So the main event, like,
Remember that? The
very
commercial with the
uneventful.
country-
Well, yeah. I mean, I think it was just
5 rounds, like the
style
first
match.
Big
round.
clash of styles.
I don't think the first round, like they didn't even touch each other for like 3 minutes.
And that's what, yeah, it was
And the
wild.
crowd
But
started
you know
going.
what? This is an opportunity, though, for Dana White to be different. And instead, Dana White's got to throw his guy under the bus. Where Dana White could have been like, you know what? Champions win, so you have to respect that. Sometimes they win by a blowout. Sometimes they eke it out. However, we're very proud as an organization to have him represent us because,
You think he should have done that?
yes,
I don't think he should have.
because like it or not, Tyron Woodley, if
And why are they calling him Tyron now? His name's Tyrone.
no, it's
He's
not.
been Tyrone his whole career.
It's
And all of a sudden, he's Tyron.
It's Tyron, Tyron.
There was an E on there. Go
No,
back.
there wasn't.
There was.
You're just racist.
No, I'm not. There
Yes,
was
you
an E
are.
on there. No.
Dude, his coach, Den Thomas, didn't he say, like, you got to win that last, you got to knock him out?
Yeah, he did. He said you had
Yeah.
to win it. You
So
have
his
to win it.
His own team
corner
knew he was
going
losing.
Look, at the end of the day, I think everybody at this
Wonder
table,
Boy was walking him down the whole fight. Right? You got to give him at least points for that.
I think at the end of the day, everybody here will agree that fight is the reason why so many fans loved Robbie Lawler.
Yeah.
Because every one of his fights, win or lose, was fucking awesome.
I will watch a fight where a dude goes into it and you know they're going to kill it every time. Like Cerrone. I'll watch every Cerrone fight. Yeah. Robbie Lawler. We'll watch every Robbie Lawler fight.
Cerrone, yeah, he goes out on his shield.
Yeah.
He wins or goes out on his shield.
Win or lose.
Who's the fucking other dude from that same division? Dark hair.
Natural.
Yeah, Immortal Matt Brown. Matt Brown goes out to finish every fucking time. I'll watch every Matt Brown
I don't like
fight.
Matt Brown.
You don't have to like him, but he's going to go out there and fight his heart out.
Yeah, he's gonna brawl.
Carlos Condit. I'm going to watch a dude who's going to get out there and they're going to fucking try to kill it.
Yeah,
they don't care what the crowd thinks. What was it, Fitch? Like Fitch is big. Fitch was awesome, but his big thing was
won.
fight not to lose.
He was a grinder.
Right? He was a grinder.
And he's actually a World Series of Fighting world champion.
Which means nothing. These other guys.
Really?
Yeah.
He beat Jake Shields, though, for that title.
Which Jake Shields, fuck Jake Shields, too.
Dude, I thought you have like a fucking altar to him, like he's a jiu-jitsu god.
No, they're always like, his MMA is good for jiu-jitsu. You watch him roll with the fucking Maeo brothers or Marcelo Garcia, and he gets fucking killed.
Okay.
So I did have that
I'll
fight
give you that.
scored 48-47 Woodley. After I watched it, I thought he won.
Now, when you're at home, do you have an official tally sheet?
Just in the head, You know, just keeping it.
Nick's like, Casey, where's my sheet? I gotta fucking write this shit down.
He actually hands it to KC.
Yeah, right.
She tabulates it. She walks around the dining room table, comes back to him. Nick stands up and announces the winner.
No, seriously, though.
I asked for a black pen, god damn it. What's this blue pen?
So you had Woodley winning.
I did. I mean, I just thought.
I did too.
So he's the champ, and
You gotta beat the champ
and
to take the
Thompson
belt.
did nothing to beat him.
No.
Nothing. He didn't
No,
put him in trouble. He didn't hurt him.
I think if neither one of them was a champion, both of them would walk away with no title.
Exactly.
The highlight of the night for me was when we found out our good friend Wilson Hayes is fighting for the title.
That's awesome. I saw that. I mean, hey, the 25 division's up in the air. Why not, man? Why not throw him in there? I mean,
They've already screwed him once.
Yeah.
Which camera?
And
Speaking
speaking
of
of the microphone when you talk, use your man voice.
Which camera? That one right
They've
there?
already screwed him once.
He does this thing like he's a turtle coming out of his shell. He's like,
let me just roll the volume. Watch this fade. Now let me just tell you something. Let me just tell you something. That one right
so
here.
our good friend Wilson Hayes.
Let me just do this.
Good.
Just let me take a swing.
Break one more thing in his house.
I was swinging around, dude. I didn't elbow.
elbow?
Bullet. You want this one?
I want this one.
Go full on.
Let me tell you something.
All right, get to it already.
Our good friend Wilson.
You're really dragging us out.
You just started.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Wilson Hayes is fighting for a world title. It's very rare that you can see someone go for, like, when he came to this country, dude,
They used to be roommates.
he didn't speak a word of English hardly.
Yeah.
And
I remember when he pulled up I used to pick him up at the train every day.
Yeah.
And one of my friends was taking the train that day, and we were sitting at the light, and the window goes down, and Wilson looks over and goes, "Hey, Chris." I go, "What?" He goes, "Blow me." I go, "What?" He goes, "Blow me. I just learned that." I'm like, "Great."
So,
That's awesome.
but in all seriousness,
awesome.
like he's a dude who was, world class jiu-jitsu guy, comes here,
Never had an amateur fight. Went right to pro.
Yeah, and I remember when he decided he was going to fight MMA. Jared from BJJ United's like, "Yo, you got to talk Wilson out of fighting." I can't talk this motherfucker out of anything. Like, you talk him out of it. You're the black belt, right? So he came here. He did everything. He worked his way up, and he's fighting for a title. And I couldn't be prouder of the guy. He so deserves this. And it's very rare that you see from beginning to end like, this fight is like the fight of his life. And
Everything he's dreamed of.
I really feel that this is the time to take the title from Demetrius Johnson. He's been dominant for so long. Thank you. He's been dominant for so long, and you guys know, you guys come from competitive backgrounds. When you're dominant for so long, you start to slip. And and he came out and said that Wilson Hayes is like every other opponent I've ever fought.
What?
For Demetrius Johnson, this might just be another title fight. For Wilson Hayes, this is the fight of his life. It's very rare where you can say 32 years of my entire life culminates into this.
Well, how crazy is it that like he moved from Brazil to here, and
With
he's
nothing.
Well, no, he's got the fighting spirit of where he moved to.
He's a Philadelphia guy.
Yeah, he is Philadelphia through and through. He lives on the East Coast now, and he's drinking his coffee every day, and he's posting his coffee pictures.
Oh, yeah.
I hope Philly backs him up because I feel.
Oh, my God,
I feel
they
like
will.
when Eddie Alvarez fought McGregor, Philly didn't really give a
No.
shit about him, man. It really disappointed me because you had a Philadelphia guy who was a world champ
Yeah.
fighting the biggest.
You
fight
get
in
people
UFC
fly
history.
from Ireland.
Right, and that's what really
To see a
disappointed
dude
me.
and
So
people
I
from
hope they do
Philly.
that. I hope they do that with Wilson. I mean,
Eddie Alvarez is actually coming back. His comeback fight is against Dustin the
Yes.
Diamond Poirier.
I don't hate it. I don't hate
I
I
it.
don't
hate
hate
it
that either.
Yeah.
It's a and let me
an
tell you
interesting
something.
fight.
It's a winnable fight for Poirier because as much as I love Eddie,
His attitude's changed for sure over the last couple fights. Poor
well,
guy.
but what I mean is that Eddie is a guy that every one of his fights he gets rocked early, and Dustin is not the guy.
No, he has great boxing, man.
He's got great boxing. So for me, on paper, that could be a firework fight. You know what I mean?
for sure.
Where they're just they're hanging and banging.
I think it's huge. One of the things I wanted to talk to Nick about is one of the articles he writes for Sherdog is the Prospect Watch. Right? Is that a monthly thing that you're doing?
Yeah, so I just finished up. I'm almost done the second article for this month. So I did a guy. Last one was Jose Torres, and
it was him.
Yeah, what's interesting about him is he had 26 amateur fights.
Holy shit!
Yeah, so he went the boxing approach, and basically, like his coach really recommended it, and being like, "Hey, why start being a pro when you're 20 years old?"
Oh,
Because-
he's a young kid.
I mean, he started when he was 18. He had his first
Right.
amateur fight when he was 18. But he's like, why go in it and be 0-0 and fight someone you don't know? Maybe you lose your first one, you're 0-1, and then you're
it's like becoming an 18-year-old is your permanent record.
No,
Yeah,
exactly.
but you
Like,
can
we'll-
risk damage though.
But we see shit all the time because we do the XCC fights,
Yep.
where guys will fight like 3 or 4 fights, and they're like, "Oh, I'm going to turn pro." Like, why?
No,
Like,
exactly.
oh, I'm going to fight 3 fights as an amateur, and then I'm going to try to go pro.
Exactly. And
Like, what's the point?
And what's great about him? He lost his first fight as an amateur, and he
Okay.
won 25 straight. So
Wow.
Yeah, he won I guess it's like the world championships, and I mean it's very similar to wrestling
Yeah.
where you might have 4 fights in a week, and so it's very
So
interesting.
who was
how
your
they
first
do-
article on?
So the first one, the last one I did was on a woman named Aspen Ladd.
Okay.
And she's
It's like a porn name.
It is. I was about to say that.
she's in Invicta right now, undefeated. I
Okay.
think, my opinion, I think she'll get a call very soon. To the
Let's
UFC.
take. I want to look her
She's
up.
re-
Aspen Lad.
Aspen Ladd, yeah, and I mean, very nice girl. Humble,
We
and
have
you can
quite
tell
a
she's
few
good.
people just in the local scene, like XCC. It is you dipshit. we have quite a
Sorry.
few people in the XCC that are people to watch.
That's awesome, and that's
so
what.
maybe at our next event we can bring you out and you can meet some of these guys. Like Chris Curtalo is a good guy to watch. Tim Dooling is another one. My jiu-jitsu professor Alexander Bezeha used to fight in Bellator.
Yeah.
He's the #1 ranked guy in I think
She's
Northeast. Oh yeah.
She's cute.
She's really nice and she's cute, dude. But she has mean ass elbows, so she's not that cute.
Let me tell you something.
She just light someone's face open.
Tim
Okay.
Williams, Rob Watley.
I'll
So there's
talk
quite a
about that
few
in a
guys,
second.
like just in the Northeast.
Dude, I would love nothing more to come to one of those events. Seriously,
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
We'll get you there.
That would be awesome.
We're gonna bring him.
Dare you say he'd be coming at you at one of those events?
Yeah. so you're just getting done writing that article?
Yeah, I should be finished by the end of this week, and then hopefully published mid next week. So
Okay.
Hopefully, I'll be
Make
able
sure
to.
you let us know so we can post it
I
and
will,
share it
man.
with people.
I appreciate that.
Well,
Definitely will.
look, just get a lot of sleep before the event because it's going to be a long night.
I love that.
I'm just saying, do you sleep all right?
I sleep all right.
Okay, because let me tell you something. There's a lot of stuff that you shouldn't do before you go to bed. You know what I'm
We're
saying?
going to shit we were supposed to talk about like an hour ago.
You know what?
He's looking at the fucking
Hold
board.
on. I want to defend him. If he doesn't segue, you call him out. If he segues, you're calling him out.
You're a real piece of shit.
Am I right? He looked
Yeah.
up, saw
You were gonna do a call out with your belt.
Do you want me to do a call out right now?
Yeah, I do.
Hold on for a minute.
No hat.
Look at that face.
Which camera are we on?
Where's your belt?
I'm going to get the belt. Don't worry.
So we'll get you to the event, Nick.
I would love that. Thank you.
We invited Todd last time to come with us, and he pussed out. He pulled a bullet. He's like, "Oh, I'm so
I did pull a
scared.
bullet.
I'm so
I was in my
scared."
car at 5:30 in the morning going, I don't think I can make it today.
Are you calling out Caroline again?
Okay, we're on the camera here. Now, Let me just put a little echo here. Maybe like add a little echo.
I don't think we need echo.
Okay. Because yesterday was like the International Women's Day. A day without women.
And you are the International Intergender Women's Champion. Or Women's?
I am the Intergender Openweight Combat Sports Champion. I hear a lot of talk around the wrestling world about a day without women. Well, the joke's on all of you because you've got twice the amount of sandwiches to make today. Shut your mouth, fat boy in the third row. I'll come right out there right now. Polish Carolina. I'm going to take this mic. Give me this
You
mic.
just unhooked it.
Give me this mic. Let me tell you something. All of your marches wearing red, it means absolutely nothing. It doesn't change a thing. Because at the end of the day, when you woke up this morning, the world's still round, and I'm still your world's intergender combat sports champion. Now, you don't have to like it, but you got to learn to live with it. Just like you've got to put 2 dryer sheets in there when you're doing the laundry. Now, I've been around the world. When I go to Japan, they say Ichiban as a sign of respect because they respect the fact that I can go 60 minutes. And I've told you this many times, honey. You can't be first, but woo, you can be next. And you're going to find out that it's real easy to jump on this Big Daddy, but it's real hard to jump off. Tell him about it, Chris.
That might have been one of your best ones.
I can just do it.
I know. That's the scary part.
I can just do it. But usually at home, it's like, oh, I'm reading this really
What's our
interesting
next
book.
event that we're going to be watching for fights?
This Saturday.
What's Saturday? Who's fighting Saturday?
We got to talk about a couple different events
Who
before
the
that.
fuck is fighting Saturday?
I'll tell you. The main event is Vitor versus Kelvin.
Vitor
Oh,
Belfort.
shit, that's a good fight.
Vitor
The whole
Belfort.
card is actually better than this
Dude,
past
even
Let's
Barboza and
Let's go through this.
let's
Let's
start
go
it-
through this.
Start at the feet, work up to the tits.
love it.
Feet to the titties.
Right?
You
Yeah.
suck on toes?
I'm down.
How's Casey's
on the
toes?
prelims, there's probably the
Yes,
only one that's
beautiful feet.
Don't no
No.
disrespect.
No, unbelievable feet.
Really?
Yeah.
She got a little toe ring. Remember that back in the 90s when
No.
every bitch was wearing toe rings?
No
No.
toe ring, no toe ring.
Okay, but because you don't want that stuck in the throat.
So
Sorry.
about the only one on the prelims is Berkman.
Oh, Josh.
I like Berkman.
Josh has had like a career resurgence.
Yeah, give us a couple other names on there real fast.
Give
for
us.
the undercard.
Oliverian means.
That's
Which
a good
one-
fight.
well, hold on.
Why would you skip over
Hold
that?
on.
No, because the
Which-
first one I said was
You're
the
starting from the
prelims.
feet to the tits.
He said feet.
Feet to the tits.
Yeah, you
feet.
you can't go titties
Hey,
down.
starting at the undercard.
Charles Oliveira?
That was the prelim. That's.
Yeah, I said
that
give me
was
some more from the undercard. Did you
Well,
just go right to the main event?
No. Yeah, Berkman's the main event.
Who's Oliveira? Where's Oliveira in the card?
He's the first fight on the main card.
Nice.
So you skipped right up to the belly button.
So it's against.
Sometimes you
Means.
got to do that, especially if they
guess.
didn't shave.
Then,
now work back down.
I'm gonna mess up the names. Coriara or whatever her name is. The girl.
Oh,
who fought-
Betch.
Yes,
Petchko Hay.
Betch Kohea.
I forgot the R's.
She's got a nice butt.
Against Renault.
She
I
does.
don't know her, but
She's old.
Is
She's
she?
like
Yeah,
40,
she's an older
Is she
fighter,
old?
yeah.
39, 40 or something.
Barboza
Love
is
that.
fighting against
Edson?
But
Danush.
Neil, yeah, but Neil
Isn't
Darush.
Edson Barboza the dude that is the highlight, like the spinning back kick
Dude,
that they
his
always show all the
kicks are
time?
mean.
Very,
And
very,
and
very
he's fighting out of Henzo Gracie now in New York.
He is. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
with all those guys. Dude,
He
he's
moved.
mean, man.
Yeah,
He's mean.
I like Barboza.
If he can keep it on his feet,
Is
he's
he
gonna-
the cowboy? Is that his nickname?
No, you're
Who's the other cowboy?
Chernaldo or
No.
Who did
Oliveira.
No, it is Oliveira.
Oliveira.
Okay.
right.
It is.
He's the one fighting Tim Means on this
Okay.
card. And that's a great fight because that was a good fight before, and then I think there was a legal knee that ended the fight. So it's
Yeah,
kind of
there's
like
a rematch.
Oh, okay, so
Like a
it's
rematch,
revenge.
You got
Yeah,
Shogun
well,
Rua,
Shogun Hua? Who's he fighting?
Valente, or
Gian Valente. I like
Gian
that.
Wow.
I
That's
like
a
that
good fight.
Yeah.
The thing about Shogun is like,
Well, we always talk about how like
I wonder how his take on.
some of these guys are kind of over the hill,
Uh-huh.
Like,
but
Shogun's
they're
never-
not too over the hill where they can fight other guys that are in that same bracket.
hold on.
Like we look for like a Masters division.
Vitor Belfort is calling for this. He wants to have a Masters division where they have longer breaks in between rounds.
You must be listening to Coming At You podcast.
More padded gloves.
I don't know about the padding.
More, yeah, because
I'm saying
trauma.
I'm like that barroom boxing.
Yeah,
It's like a 9-minute break between rounds.
watching Shogun Hua is like looking at a hot chick that you knew in high school that was really hot, and then she popped out a few kids, and you're like, still cute, but you're not as hot.
See, I think Shogun's only like 32 or
He's
33.
not old.
Yo.
How old is he, Todd?
And
Producer,
MMA
how old is he?
age, he's like 87.
Those aren't highway miles on him, baby.
Todd, produce his age.
But no, I agree with the master. But don't they
I
already
think
have
that's
that?
great.
They have that. Isn't it Bellator or something? No, I'm kidding.
But I like the idea. Like we've talked about it for probably 2 or 3 years now. Where he's not a big fan of it, but him and I are. Where you take.
What do you mean I'm not a big fan of it?
Where we get these guys that are late 30s and older
35.
that still have it,
Mm-hmm.
but not necessarily against the guys that are like in their late 20s.
No,
Like it's just
it makes sense.
And
I
he's
mean,
a tough 35.
and it's still you'll still get entertaining
Oh,
fights.
yeah.
You'll still get entertaining fights.
Because of that name value.
well, I mean, even if you look,
No, I don't care about the name. I want to see two guys that are willing to battle it out.
Well,
How about
even-
that main card being Belfort versus Rua?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm down with that.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm all for. I mean, even someone like Crow Cop, who he left the UFC and then he went
He's
to
all
Russia.
juiced
He just
to the tits
retired,
right
though.
now.
Well,
He's juiced to the titties.
Well, I mean,
And he
how-
looked good.
But I mean, if you look at Vitor now, it's like heartbreaking because
know.
you see like his highlights.
He still has a good mohawk,
I mean, what was
though.
it like 3-4 years ago? His highlights, and he's
Yeah.
super ripped. I mean,
Well,
obviously,
well,
he was on
now
the
he's-
TRT,
yeah, now he's
What's
half
your
the-
opinion on performance enhancing drugs?
I mean,
Are you for it or against it?
definitely against it. If you're gonna
Hold on for a second. Hold this title right here, big man. Put it on your shoulder. Who are you to tell me what's right? All right, I'm good.
no, and obviously in any sport that you can beat someone's face in, you can't be.
It's a little bit of cheating.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it is.
If
But-
you're not cheating, you're not trying. That was Eddie Guerrero.
But a lot of these guys still have a lot of life in them,
Yes,
right? But they're just not competitive with the guys that are 10 years younger.
it has to be the right matchup. Like
I
I,
don't
yeah.
want to see. I don't want to see Little Nog fight anymore.
I don't want to see Hoist Gracie versus Shamrock again.
I don't want to
No.
see Little Nog or Big Nog or
No. I
any
don't
of
see
those
any
guys
Nogs.
I
fight.
would see them
No
fight
Nogs.
somebody else that was in that same.
Exactly.
same-
Yeah. I agree. I think there comes a point where like it's in any sport. Like you don't want to see a Barry Sanders come back to the NFL.
No.
You know what I mean? Like he's not going to do well against someone
Right.
who's
Yeah, exactly.
So
I don't
it comes
know.
a
But
point
there's
where
a
it's like,
place for these guys.
there is a place, especially they
to
want to
fight.
keep fighting. I mean, I love watching.
Well,
Even
to a large degree, though, that's what a lot of these submission grappling tournaments are. though.
Exactly.
It's a place for them to be competitive.
Yeah, and I don't
and
mind
not
none of
take
that
head
either.
trauma.
I mean, in my opinion, I don't think it's in the UFC because I think UFC is like an NFL and NBA.
No, you
It's
do like an
prime
Invicta
time.
thing, but with just
Exactly.
older people.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll be all for that. But then it comes a point. It's like, well,
But-
what are you doing? It
But
for?
honestly, though,
How
don't.
about, how about like EBIs?
But some
Is
of
that
these
what
guys,
you're
some of these guys don't know any better, and
That's-
like they don't have a game plan for
Exactly.
after.
Well, I think even like Nate Diaz talked about that when he fought McGregor. He goes, "Man, I try to always retire, but it brings me back in because I don't know anything."
You know why
else.
it brings them back in?
And they're
They
still
can't
young.
do anything else.
No, they
Exactly.
can't even form a sentence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
Right, yeah.
I mean,
I mean, there's some guys who can make a life after this.
Yeah, look at some of the announcers,
Dominic
like
Cruz.
Exactly.
Dominic
He can
Cruz,
do
great
it,
announcer.
win or fighting or not, he can
Oh, yeah.
do it. But
What is he
Nate
trying to take
Diaz-
over the show over there? That
Nate
guy,
Diaz,
That's true.
he can
Kenny
only
Florian, great announcer.
Yep.
Daniel Cormier, good announcer. Like all these guys have potential after, as far as
Exactly.
analysts.
But it is only a handful of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the crazy part, and that's the sad part is, once they're 30, what's next? Man?
yeah,
What are they gonna
a
do?
lot of these guys
You know,
don't have any kind of game plan at all.
It's tough.
Me and him always talk. What is some of those like?
Yeah,
What would
I
it
feel like
make-
Todd wants to
I
be on
know.
camera.
Chatty Cathy.
What
He wants
would
to be
Nate
on
Diaz-
camera. He
He
wants to be
does.
on camera
what
so
would
bad.
Nate Diaz plan B if he didn't have?
Pod Terry.
He'd be screwed.
It's a
Oh, no,
Toddcast.
like a dime.
No, and
He'd
they're-
be-
they're-
he'd
It's a
be-
Toddcast tonight,
No,
apparently.
No, and he's one of those people where if he wasn't fighting, he'd probably be in a gang or in jail. You know, I mean, there's a few, and there's some other people that came from a good background and they still fight.
Yeah.
you know, so it's just various.
Yeah,
that's what
they
makes the
fight
sport
for different
great.
reasons.
Exactly.
But what's the next fight on the card?
The main fight is Vitor Belfort versus Kelvin Gastelum.
Gaslam's
good
gonna
fight.
fucking prison rape him.
Gaslam's on a tear.
If Gaslam can withstand the
Wait a
first
minute.
2 minutes, so he
Well, hold on for a minute.
Yeah.
The biggest thing for
His weight
Gaslam
class.
is going to be making weight. If
Yeah.
he can
Is
make
this at
weight,
185?
85 though.
185.
85.
Oh, yeah,
even
hopefully,
still.
you never know. You never
Yeah,
know.
he-
You never know.
he should
He's
make
thick,
that,
man. He is
hopefully.
thick, though.
He is a
Yeah.
big
thick,
kid.
man.
He's a big kid.
I didn't realize there was fights on.
Because even I was watching.
And also,
Is this a Fox?
Yeah, it's the Fox one.
Fox Sports one, I think.
But
Like I said,
also,
this is a better card than.
this weekend,
I hate when there's a Fox card that's better than the pay-per-view the week
I know
before.
I'm going to take shit for this, but also this weekend is Evolve 41 on
Wait,
Flow
is it
Slam.
41 already, Chris?
Correct. And
I thought it was
also,
Evolve 40.
and also, it's the Ring of Honor Supercard.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Are you a pro wrestling fan?
I'm not really.
Oh yeah. Oh
He
really?
makes the same face we make.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Well, take a look at this title, kid, because it's the closest you're gonna come to greatness. All around the wrestling world, all I'm hearing is, "Woo! You gotta check out the new kid, Nick Grinups." Well, I'm gonna tell you this, Nick. Keep your chin up, kid, because let me tell you, in this world,
Change
there's
his
only
name to Nick Chinup.
because there's only two things in life that are going to be a constant. I'm the world champion, and you're not.
So what's going to happen
Sorry.
at Evolve 41?
Evolve 40. Evolve is part of that Flow Slam,
Oh, shit.
and no, I always like pro wrestling. For me, it's you're either like it or you don't. Actually, this weekend I'm going to be recording, doing some music stuff.
Okay.
And I will be watching the UFC, and I am going to be starting my staycation.
I'm going to invite you over to watch the UFC.
Broadcasting hour.
What day is it?
Just got it.
Saturday night.
Show just ended? Shit. And we're back.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen.
We're back.
And we're back.
Yeah. So,
Nope.
and we're not back. All right. You got that on there, though. So, we're going to end the show. Nick.
Well, the audio will be up on
Yeah, the audio will be up on iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio on Friday. What do you have next week for shows?
So next week I'm just doing some open mics. I'm going to get the article out. I'll give it to you guys.
How about an actual show after that?
Show 4:15 is the next one.
Okay.
So I'll send once I know all the details. I'll send you guys your way, and I love
Hold
for
on
you
for a
one.
minute.
I love for you guys to come out, and more importantly, dude, let's do open mic sometime. Man.
I'll
That'd be
do it.
fun.
I'm gonna come out.
Seriously, that'd be
Hold
fun.
on,
Some around,
hold on.
Some around
Wait.
this area too.
We're
Right.
going to do this right now.
Why are you interrupting Nick?
Because he's putting plugs out. I want
Yeah,
to
you
put
can
it on
do
the
it
thing.
after while he's fucking talking about it to put it on the fucking air. Hey, Nick, what are you doing next week?
Hold on.
Oh, you're back on?
Yes. I want to give him the proper...
And we're back! We're back! So, we're actually going to end the show. Nick, what do you have going on in the next couple weeks?
I got a show coming up April 15th.
Where's that at?
It's in Quakertown.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know the full details yet. I know it's the 15th, but more importantly,
A lot of Quakers in the audience.
Exactly. Hopefully, I'll make them laugh.
Are you? Is it an open mic or just whatever?
No, it's
it's
a gig.
Show. Yeah,
Who's the headlining?
His name's Chris Smith.
I know who that is.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, there you go. Yeah.
All right.
So,
So, it's 4:15.
yeah.
You got a couple open mics in the next few
I mean,
weeks.
I'll be hitting some mics up. I got some articles coming.
We got an
out,
article
so-
coming out,
For sure.
hopefully on Sherdog next week.
Yep.
Catch Bullet and I at XCC 28 on May 26th.
I think my band's playing a CD release party in April too.
Okay, we'll come out to that as well.
No, you won't. You never
I'll
come
come.
out to see my band.
You haven't invited me.
I'll come.
I'm going to come too. Nick's going to go.
Yeah.
Can we broadcast
Let me know.
it?
Absolutely.
Let
All
me
right.
know.
So Nick's got some stuff coming. You got some stuff coming. I got nothing.
What do you got going on?
I got nothing.
What do I not?
Because I'm married, 4 kids, and my wife works nights.
So with jiu-jitsu, got anything going on there or what?
I just train every day.
Every day?
Every day.
Interim progress reports will
6
be
days
out
a week.
soon, everybody.
Yeah.
What about you, Pod Terry? Anything for you?
Just
Terry.
the interim progress reports for the kids will be coming
The
out soon.
Toddcast.
Podcast.
So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We want to thank all of our sponsors, Stitcher Smart Radio,
you wanna hold the
iHeart.
belt?
No thanks. Leatherman Tools,
You know you want this belt.
Jameson Liquor, Fleshlight, XCC.
Leatherman,
I said that.
WWE Network.
WWE Network,
Netflix.
I think that's it. Hit the music. Or you're not even plugged in. Oh, you dumb dick.
Well, because it was
Hit the end.
because no, I hit the end.
He hits the end.
I hit the end. I'll decide when the end is. Hold on. I'm gonna put the logo up there. Look at that. Look, the logo's right there.